So Joe, I know you have lots of thoughts on identity and attacks that come through identity compromises. And one of the things I remember from discussions with you early on was that when I start advising a small company or company that are just putting their security programs together, I always start with identity. So maybe can you take like us through increased level of identity security for a company?
Yeah, I think you have to push for adoption of single sign-on with a consistent multi-factor that's not SMS. I bias towards hard keys because I think that they anchor a session to the URL. They are much less phishable, and they're easy to use. I have a YubiKey Nano in my laptop that I take out once every 6 months, and it's there, and it's easier than typing in or going and pushing a button on my phone. And so it's easy for employees, and it's good security. So I often, when I come into an organization, I look at, okay, how well are you managing authentication? But then I look at the second part of it, the authorization side, which is, okay, now we get single sign-on in place, but how long are our sessions? Do we automatically terminate sessions? How do you automate revocation when an employee goes through a termination, voluntary or not? We need to automatically unenroll them from everything. And we also need to be able to get into, I think, what's historically been called role-based access control. But that's another area that's historically been broken because we do based on the executive under which you report. And so like I remember at one point, one of my security teams, we reported up the chain through legal. So then we got access to everything that legal had access to, and legal had everything that security had access to. And you're like, that's dumb role-based, but like it's just like hierarchies based setup by an IT organization that doesn't have the nuanced understanding of how different teams work. And so, for a while there was a user behavior analytics wave of companies that seemed to have come and gone, and now turned into, all those companies are called next gen SIMs now. But like the point being, we need companies that are looking at not just like the moment that you're authenticated as, okay, that is Joe on a trusted machine, but like, what if the machine becomes less trusted in 6 hours? Who's monitoring that and revoking the access and forcing you to go clean up your machine? Or, all of a sudden Joe's in a high-risk country that we didn't know he was going to be there, and he's trying to push in code. Like, we need to have that kind of scrutiny.